Good morning, everybody. Mr. Y here, obviously, with a video today about the particulars and things you have to do to participate in the NISMA Solo Festival evaluation this year. It's going to be a virtual festival, of course, and of course, then we have to make sure we get all the computer stuff right. It's a little different this year, so I'm going to kind of walk you through the changes in from what we normally do. There is a YouTube video that a teacher did for us teachers to tell us how to do it, that kind of thing. His name is James Frankel. He's the guy in charge for New York State this year. You are allowed to watch it too if you'd like to, so I'll include a link to that in the comments section down below. You're allowed to watch that if you'd like, but what I've tried to do basically here is kind of distill everything into this little video, so you guys, this will be kind of the Reader's Digest version. But I will put a link to that downstairs. First bit of advice is try to have your videos done before you do all the computer stuff. What you're going to have to do is you're going to have to log into a computer website, do a password and a username and all that kind of stuff, and then you're going to what's called upload your videos to that site, and that's how the adjudicator is going to be able to see them this year. What you want to do first, though, is obviously you want to have your videos all set and ready to go. There are two videos you're going to do, for most of you at least. There's one of scales, and there's one of your solo, of course, and a couple things you need to remember. First of all, for your scales video, what you're going to do is you're going to state your first scale and then play it. Okay, so in other words, I'm playing the B flat scale, da, 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 play it. Then I'm going to play the F scale. Bum, 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 bum. That was in the same key, but you know what I mean. And the third scale, and you play that one as well. Drummers, you'll do the same thing with rudiments. Okay, this will be the 3 rudiments you're going to play. For your solo video, you will play the entire solo as one long video. You can't do chunks of it and then edit it together. Okay, you do have to do it as one long video. Make sure that if there are any repeat signs or DSL codas, DCL codas, things like that, sections that you have to play again, do that. Okay, you do have to do all the repeats this year. That's kind of a compensation, because the good news is this year there is no sight reading. You're getting 4 points for free right at the very beginning for sight reading, because they're not having you do any sight reading this year. Okay, so again, there's going to be the 2 videos, the one scales one or rudiments, and the one solo one. For the videos, you do need to make sure they're in a couple of specific formats. This is how the technology is going to affect us this year. There are 3 formats that are acceptable, they say. First of all, the .mp4 format. That, I guess, is kind of the normal format for most Windows machines. That's the one that we do if you're on an Android phone, or if you're recording with a computer at home that's a Windows computer. Okay, so .mp4 is the format there. You can also do an iPhone or iPad video. Those formats are okay. If you shoot it on an Apple device, it's going to be automatically okay. Okay, iPhone or iVideo, like I'm doing. This is an iPhone I'm shooting on right now. Or there's a third format you can use called WebM, W-E-B capital M. I don't know anything about that format myself, but some of you who are more familiar with technology may be, and that one is acceptable too. So MP3, iPhone or iPad, and WebM are the 3 formats that you can use this year. One of those 3. You don't use all 3, obviously, just one of those 3. The other stipulation for videos is that they do need to be 250 megabytes or less. That's 250 MB, not gigabytes. We're not getting into gigabyte range here, okay? You do need to keep them fairly small, which means if you have a phone or whatever that shoots high definition video, you may want to check that and take it down a notch or 2, because otherwise your video is going to be way too long, okay, and then it won't fit. There is something like that. Also, for videos, please do make sure the lighting is good so that the adjudicator can see you. Also, make sure that they can see your entire body with your instrument. So, for instance, if I was playing a clarinet solo, I would try to do something like this so that they can see my entire body and my fingers and all that kind of thing. Okay? You don't want to have a close-up of you playing the flute like this or something like that. That wouldn't work. So that's the deal for videos. You do need, like I said, you do need to do it all as one video, your solo, at least, okay? Then, when you get into the technology stuff, once you've got the videos done, okay, the scales video, and by the way, if you've got your scales down right now, you could just shoot the video right now and get it done. That's totally fine. The advantage of doing this on video, of course, is you can do it as many times as you want and pick the best one, okay, or pick the one that you think is perfect. That's great. You might need to shoot 5 or 10 of them, but that's okay. That's how recording sessions really exist in the real world. They're not usually on video, of course, they're just audio, but that's how musicians record stuff. We do a lot of different takes, and then we choose the one that's best. Or sometimes edit parts together, but you guys aren't allowed to do that. Then, when you go to the NISMA website that's going to be set up for you guys to do it, there's going to be a very specific username that you have to use, just you individually, and a very specific password. I will have that information for you, okay? When you do log into the NISMA website, guys, you do need to be exact about that username and about that password. It is case sensitive, which means you need to get all exact right letters and numbers and uppercase and lowercase things right in order to make it work, okay? That's going to get you into just your little room. There's going to be a room on there, kind of like a Google Classroom room, that's just for you, where you'll be able to upload 3 things, really, is what you're going to upload. You are going to have to upload also your PDF of your music, but I'll talk about that just a little bit later. So you are going to have to do the exact username and password. Also, in terms of browsers here, it is best if you can use the Chrome browser. Okay, Chrome is the one that's set up to do this correctly, or that our website is set up to do this correctly on. Safari and Firefox can really be hit and miss, so I would really suggest you do this on Chrome. If you have a Chromebook, of course, that's maybe the best way to go, is because that'll be automatically doing it. I believe you probably can just record things on Chromebook too. I'm not that familiar with the Chromebooks, but if you can just record everything on one device and then submit it, that's probably the best. That's probably the easiest to do. Okay. When you log into your account, you're going to go into a room. There'll be a room and there'll be tasks set up. There'll be task number 1, task number 2, task number 3, that kind of thing. The tasks you'll see are going to be individual to you, and they're going to be different for everybody. And there might be some numbers that are skipped. So you might have like task 1, task 2, task 5, task 6, that kind of thing. That's okay. There are different tasks for different instruments. The jazz solos in particular, that would be guitar and drum set and things like that, are going to have slightly different tasks because they have slightly different things they do for an NISMA evaluation. Okay, so just be aware of that. Task 1 is going to be you filling out the evaluation form, kind of like with that big piece of paper every year we have for NISMA. It's got things like your composer's name, the name of your solo, your name, the name of your school, all that kind of stuff. The NISMA zone, which I'll tell you right now is zone 9. But I will have that information for you later as well. There'll also be a specific manual page number for just your solo. That refers to the manual here, the big blue book that has all the NISMA solos in it. I will also let you know what your solo is, your manual page number is. Okay, that'll be specific just to you. Okay, so you do need to fill out that entire thing. When you've got all that done, you click on done, and it takes you back to the room. Actually, I think there's a little thing you have to click on to go back to your room and do the next task. But you'll see when you're done, task 1 will say completed. Okay, it'll say you're done. Task 2, the second thing that everybody's going to have to do is you do have to upload a PDF file of your music. Now, if you have an actual songbook, if you have the physical paper book, you can scan it at home and make it into a PDF file if you want to. If you don't know how to do that, or if you don't have the right equipment to do that, bring it to me and I will give it to you. I might actually just let me know where your solo is, because I have a whole bunch of them done already and I can just send you one. That's totally fine. Okay, they just need to make sure that you have actually a legal copy of the music. That's a copyright thing, of course. So that's where you're going to upload that as well. And it does have to it has to be a PDF file, a very specific file. PDF, pretty common. Also, it does need to be, if you have a solo that's more than 1 page, it does need to be just one PDF file. Okay, you can't put page 1, page 2, page 3. You have to do it all as one big long file and submit it that way. Again, if you're not quite sure how to do that, send it to me or let me know and I'll be glad to do that for you. Okay? When you have done those things, then there's another task where you have to upload the video of your scales, okay, or your rudiments. Then there's another task where you have to upload the video of your solo, of course. And again, you probably want to have the videos done before you start this whole process. Remember, please, our week for doing uploads is April 26th to May 3rd. So we've got a couple of weeks left to go. If you're done, if you think you're good, for instance, on the scales right now, you can just record your scales video and have it sitting in your computer, and ready all to go. And then practice your solo and get it really good. And then once you're done with the solo, you want to do that, of course, too. Now, a word about the grades this year. Your evaluation, by the way, when you've uploaded all these things, it'll take them a little while to go through it. The adjudicators have to listen to all your solos and grade them and all that kind of thing. You will have a grade that's on the same website as where you uploaded it. There's a spot there marked grades, and when they're done with it, you'll have a little notification that says your grade is ready to go. The adjudicators this year, and I'm quoting from the instructions they sent us, adjudicators will be advised to be as humanistic as possible. Okay, let me say it again. Adjudicators will be advised to be as humanistic as possible. what I'm interpreting that as is they're not going to kill you for stupid little stuff this year. Okay, like if you miss a note here or there, or if you've got a rhythm that's a little bit wrong or something like that, I think they're going to be a little easier on us than they usually are, which kind of makes sense because we're all in kind of a weird world here trying to deal with uploading and virtual stuff and all that kind of thing. So I can totally understand why they're going to do that, okay? What I'm trying to tell you guys right now, I guess, is don't sweat it if you don't have everything perfect, okay? Just the fact that you're doing this year means that you're a dedicated instrumentalist, that you're going above and beyond the call of duty. I think that's a great thing. I think just putting the time in to get really good at this, get really good at a solo and scales and that kind of thing, is going to pay off big time in the future. You know, it's all about the journey, guys. It's not about the destination. If you get a bad grade on this, you still worked really hard to get there, and you are going to be a better musician, and I think a better person because of it. Okay? That's all I've got to say about that. If you do have any questions on any of this stuff, feel free to shoot me an email. Of course, you guys know my email. I'll be glad to help you out. If you really want to, we can do like a video conference and walk through. I can walk you through all the steps here and that kind of thing too. Okay. Right now, of course, your most important thing is to get your videos done, to get your solo, practiced up so that you got it really good. Do your scales video, do your solos video. Okay. That's what you want to do first. You've got until, well, like I said, you can start to upload these on April 26th. I believe that's a Monday. And you've got until May 3rd to do it. Don't wait until May 2nd to put all this together, okay? Because especially with technology, there's always things that go wrong and that kind of stuff. So make sure that you're planning ahead and get it going, okay? Good luck.